much takes the gambling out of that. So we're in the right industry. It's a growing industry, and it's making a lot of money. And I'm sure a lot of people on this call do understand that. Okay, so the company is incorporated in the Seychelles and founded in Malta, operates primarily in Asia. Now, the flagship office is in Vietnam. If you get the chance, every couple months, they do have an office event where you get to go see the people involved. You get to go see the office, and you also get to delve into some of the humanitarian projects that they do. And what I love about these people is that when we went to Vietnam late last year, we actually participated in the betting with the AI boss, and we were rewarded. But part of that also gave back to the community. And we went to, I'll show you guys a video soon. And we went to an orphanage, got to feed the people, the kids, got to give them a lot of things. And that was from the group that went there. So they believe that in order to receive, you got to give. And a lot of people that came with us, they had no idea that was going to happen, but they were all touched. We got pictures and videos, and we'll share that with you. Okay, but there's a reason why they are incorporated in the Seychelles. Again, anything that's gray or anything that doesn't make a lot of money gets a lot of attention. So that's the space we're in, and we're very happy that it's there. So AI revolutionizing the market spread trading. This is the space that we're in. And you know what? I'm really happy that Jack is here tonight to share with us exactly how the bot works. But in a nutshell, if we were to go into the spread trading, let's go into this slide over here. So this is a very, it's an idea of how it works. And, you know, Jack is going to go into it very, very in detail and show receipts. But in a nutshell, if you took two teams, for example, Manchester and let's say Real Madrid, the bot is going to be in milliseconds, is going to look at many opportunities that shows the best odds for Real Madrid and the best odds for Manchester United. And it does this in split seconds. And once it's done that, it pairs the two, okay, on more than one bookmaker site. And what happens is we're guaranteed to lose one of them, and we're also guaranteed to win another. How'd you like that? To make some money after we tell you you're guaranteed to lose. And whatever the spread is, that's what we keep. That's how they're making their money. And this is how Jack is what Jack's going to show you guys. So, guys, I want to introduce you someone who's helped us a lot over the last 4.5 months now. We got to meet him personally in Sri Lanka, and then we met him again in Vietnam. And he's been very, very active all over Asia. And his name is Jack. This guy's a bot specialist, Jack Wong, I believe. And you know what? This is a guy who's never, ever Wong. Sorry, I had to say that, Jack. But thank you for showing up. Would you like for me to stop share so you can get your act together there? There you are. Jack, good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you. Good to see you guys. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Yes, I would like to just open this session with a quote from one of my favorite authors, Arthur C. Clarke. He wrote a long time ago when he mentioned this, that he said that the most sufficiently advanced technologies are often indistinguishable with magic. So you guys, we are not doing magic here at SmartLab. What we're doing is just utilizing cutting edge technology, to make money for the company. And of course, with your help, with your subscriptions, with your info, we are able to scale up our operations and do this on a bigger scale so that we can, of course, benefit everybody as well as give back to society. My name is Jack Wong, and I'm the bot specialist here at SmartLab. So I'm just going to dive right into our product, our main engine of what we do at SmartLab. I'm just going to share the screen right now. All right, so you guys can see that this is our SP bot. We call it the SP bot. Okay, and this screen shows the different sports books that are available, within this particular bot itself. So we do run many instances of this bot across many different servers. These the current sports books that I'm going to show you right now in here, there are three of them. Number one is Nova 889. Number two is SBO Bet 889. And of course, number three is CSB 96. You can see that we've opened up two accounts across each of these sports books. And you can see if from my cursor that the amount we funded in across these accounts is in the hundreds of thousands. So on average, we fund in 4 to 500K, which is 4 to 500,000 per sports book. And these bots are running all the time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, scanning the sports books for opportunities. So you can see right here on my cursor that the time right now the bot is scanning is in milliseconds. So even though there may not be a sporting match going on right now, the bot is still, actively scanning across the sports books because, this is just what they are programmed to do. There may not be a match right now because right now it's of course afternoon in the Americas and it's early morning in Asia. So in Asia, usually we see a lot of action coming in the wee hours of the morning, which we are saying in the in 2 a.m. on weekdays, 2 to 3 a.m. on weekdays, and on weekends it's on the evenings because football is an interesting sport. They cater a lot to the Asian audience because that's where huge volumes from Asian bettors come in. And because of this, the European football leagues, they actually cater their timing of their matches to cater to the Asian audiences on the weekends. So this is such a big industry, and the Asian bettors are such a big part of this industry. So for the Americans in today's session, I know you guys do have your own sports. We are not, of course, actively trading on these sports at the moment, but of course the technology and the algorithms are the same. I mean, we could definitely do this on sports that you guys like: baseball, basketball, American football. Of course, these are all seasonal as well. Football runs for a much longer period during the year. All right, and of course, in this year alone, in June, we will be having the Euro Championships. So this is basically all the European countries sending their national teams to compete for the European trophy. It's called the
So
Euro
Jack,
20.
I've got a question for you, Jack.
Yeah,
So
yes.
you've got one, two, three, four, five, six different betting sites here. Okay.
That's right.
Nova
Yes.
889, SBO Bet, the CSB 96 well bet. How big for the people who are North America on the call right now? How big are these sites,
Oh,
and how do they compare with the ones in North America, like volume wise?
Okay, these guys are huge. I mean, we are talking about maybe top 15 in terms of brand name as well as volumes, being placed on their sites every single month. So these guys, of course, these things are dynamic. I mean, definitely they all have their own marketing. They all have their own ways of getting more and more customers. But these guys are big sites. We are talking about hundreds of millions of dollars of volume, per month on each of these sites. So we have funded about $500,000 across each of these sites, and these numbers are of course dynamic. Every time a trade settles, one will win and one will lose, as I think you've already mentioned. So these numbers will of course they will change from time to time. Every week we do settlements. This is of course an operations thing, but of course every week we do settlements, and I'm glad to say, and I'm proud to say, and even beat my chest about this, is that we have always come out positive every settlement period. That's the most important. All right. So I'm going to turn your attention to something else called the waiting list. This, you guys can see that right now there's only one instance on this particular server. This was a waiting list which the bot identified an opportunity, but they placed a trade, and for some reason or whatever, because there was something going on in the match, that both trades could not have been placed. So this is just for our audit. This is just to let us know that this particular trade wasn't successfully keyed in. Okay, but what I'm going to turn your attention right now to is, of course, the success rates. And you can see that there are 44 instances of successful trades over the last, let's see the date. So it's 16th of, so it's this, right now you can see that these instances go up to 16, 15, 16. So that's the time in Asia. The bots, of course, operating on Asian time. You can see right now today is the 15th Friday in the US. But of course, in Asia, it's already the 16th. So, there have been spots early in the morning, yesterday, tomorrow, played in Asia. And these were some of the successful trades that the bot has identified. So I'm actually going to just really just show you some of the jargon, or just to explain to you some of the jargon involved in this. You can see that this bets FT refers to full time. So in the game of football, or soccer, as you guys may call it, soccer has two halves of 90 minutes each. So in full time, you can actually place trades. We can actually place bets on the full time score, the full time result, or we can place bets on the first half result. Okay, so after the first half result, that we will go into the second half. But these bets in the second half will be considered full time bets already, because the game is dynamic. Whatever happens in the second half will directly result in the full time score being being affected. So whatever is placed in the second half is the second half bet. We obviously consider full time scores as well as first half scores, and even full time scores can be placed in the first half. Okay, so this is just a bit of a betting jargon. You can see that as well, that we can place bets at any time during the match. So you can place bets as early as the first half, the 5th minute of the first half, or as late as the 34th minute of the second half, which is already 6 minutes to full time. Yeah, so these are all just random opportunities that occur during the course of a single game. And of course, the bot is scanning for opportunities every single minute, every single millisecond, in fact. You can see that the leagues, what we call the leagues, different teams across different countries. These teams are every single country in the world has a sporting league of sorts for football. And so in the US, of course, it's the USA Major League Soccer. But of course, Argentina, Ethiopia, even Croatia, Poland, Austria, Tanzania, all these countries, they have their own football leagues. And football is, of course, the number one sport in the world. And if any country wants to, of course, build some social cohesion, they do have to create some kind of sporting league for the population to actually support. Yeah, so sports is a big industry. It's important. It's an important thing for countries as well to have some kind of sporting league. So you can see that none of these teams are familiar names to us, because we obviously are not citizens of these countries. But you can rest assured that these teams obviously have their own fans and supporters and stadiums, and people do watch these matches. So this is a big industry. This is a big sport, and this goes on every single day. Okay. During our live events, we do have a live trade event on some of the huge teams in Europe, and some of the biggest leagues in Europe are the Spanish league, the German league, the English Premier League, the French league, and of course the Italian league. These are what we call the big five. And of course, the bookies, they make the most volumes on some of these teams in the big five, because the amounts of money coming in on these teams in the big five, we can say that they are in the millions of dollars per match, easily the millions, maybe tens of millions even. All right, but for some of the smaller leagues, obviously betting volumes are less. For this instance of this server, we have placed trades of up to $5,000 per match in some of these Ethiopian leagues. Okay, so I'm just going to actually right now also show you that. Okay, maybe just before I go in to show you this, I'm going to show that every team has this thing called a handicap. Okay, because there are favorite teams and there are underdogs, right? So what the bookies do to manage the volume coming in on both sides is to give the weaker team or the underdog a handicap, because otherwise everybody would be betting the favorite team, right? Just to win. I mean, of course, upsets do happen, but in general, favorite teams do beat down their weaker opponents. So in order to balance out what we call the action on the weaker team, bookmakers do give the weaker team a handicap. So if you guys play golf, if you guys have any game where someone is better than you, sometimes when you're betting or whatever, they do give a handicap. So I mean, if you are a good bowler, is bowling the sport of bowling, right? Sometimes when you're having a friendly game between a novice bowler, I mean, they do give you handicaps just to even out the score. So it just means to make the game more exciting, because let's say favorite team gives a handicap of 1 goal to the weaker team, to the underdog. It means that the favorite has to win by 1 goal or more in order for this bet to clear. So in this instance, the final score would have to be 2-0, 3-1, 4-1 and above, or even 4-0 and so on, for the favorite bet to win. But for the underdog, what it means that he just has to draw, or he has to lose by 1 goal in order for him not to lose the bet. So all these are just jargon in betting. You will see instances of this across many different kinds of ways. And I think for people who are hearing this for the first time, some of the easier ones to understand is the under and over bet. So this just means the totals, the number of goals in the game. So under 2.5 means that you are basically betting on a low number of goals in the game in order to win your bet. Okay, and in correspondingly, the over bet is you're betting on a larger number of goals. So if the score is 2-2, 2-1, 3-1, 4-1, and so on, the over will win. But if the score is like 1-1, 0-0, 1-0, 0-1, these under bets will win. So you can see that we have no control over the outcome of the bet, the outcome of the match. But what we are doing is that we're actually placing a very binary, we are placing a bet on both sides where there will be a binary outcome. Okay, so the outcome is binary. One will win, one will lose. Okay, but the fact of the matter is that because the bot is able to scan for opportunities in such a way that when the under bet loses, the over bet wins, and whatever happens in this case, the over bet will make money even though the under bet has lost. Correspondingly, when the under bet wins and the over bet loses, we will still make money. I'm going to show you right now an instance of this because this is oh yeah, since I'm talking about this, Georgia. Okay, so you guys in the US, I mean, Georgia is not the state of the Georgia. Just Georgia refers to this small European country. Interestingly,
Jack, sorry to interrupt.
Yes, please.
For those who don't understand how betting works, it took me a
Yeah.
while to understand it. It's okay because the bot's doing it. But for those who do understand what's happening, right? Some people are asking me, is it like if you keep winning in a casino, they ban you because you keep winning? And the answer is no, because we're winning and we're losing. So we're making money from the spread, right? So
Exactly.
a lot of these bookmakers love us because we're giving them volume.
Exactly. I mean, bookmakers
So you never get banned.
have a volume business. I mean, they need volume because volume is their lifeblood. It's something that they need in order to be able to operate because they themselves, they may place out their own bets or risk manage with other bookmakers. I mean, it might be a B2B kind of thing, whereas they are dealing with you in a B2C manner, right? So I mean, bookmakers, they need volume so that once the volume comes in from their customers, they can easily hedge themselves or they can of course place the bets out to other bookmakers and earn their own commissions as well. I mean, this is a B2B thing. But right now, what we are doing, I mean, what we are thinking about is that if I keep winning from a bookmaker, will they ban me? I mean, that's not the case because I'm going to show you exactly what happens when we win a bet and we lose a bet, and we'll show you the big picture as well. Okay, so I mean, let me just since we're talking about Georgia, yes, I was saying that Georgia is not the state of Georgia in the US. It's a it's a country in Europe. Okay, so Joseph Stalin himself, of course the premier of the Soviet Union, he himself was born in this country called Georgia. So yeah, he became the Soviet premier. Yeah, Joseph Stalin. So Georgia, of course, is this small country. I'm just going to use this example right now to show you I will show you the trades placed on this particular match. So can you guys in the chat, whoever has access to the chat, just help me to key in this number, last 5 digits, 51818. All right. So this is placed on CSB, 51818, and this bet of over 2.5 has the serial number of 51827. Okay, they are quite similar. So let's just get this right the first time. Okay, 51818 on CSB. I'm just gonna share a new screen. And you guys can see the screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a sports book. I've logged into the sports book. This is the ID. This is the amount that we have in this sports book, CSB. I'm just gonna scroll around different sports books to just so you see what different sports books are like. So this is SBO, and of course this is another sports book. This is just my own sports book. So yeah, my money in here is in ringgit. It's a small amount. This is about 10,000 US. But you can see the company has credited this account with about $500,000 USD. Okay, so can we just I'm just gonna open up the statement right now. I'm just gonna click on statement. And it's a pop-up window. So I'm just going to share this window here. Can you guys see CSB statement?
Yes, we can.
All right, so I'm just going to open up this particular page, 5181. So the page load. What's the number again? 51818. Okay, I found it. So you can see I just searched for this serial number. Under 2.5 Georgia League, we bet $5,000, and this particular instance, in this case, the under bet won, because we can see that the official score, and you can check this on Google, is that the full-time score was 1-1. So 1-1, if you add it up together, there are 2 goals in the entire match, right? So it's under 2.5. Are you guys following me? There are a total number of 2 goals in the match because the final score is 1-1. So total number of goals in the match is 2. And because it's 2, the under 2.5 won. All right. Okay. If you need any, just going to answer questions in the chat group. But I'm just going to move on to the next statement. And let's share the screen of SBO. So I'm just going to show you the next screen. Okay. You guys can see SBO, yeah? Same thing, yes. You can see in this sports book, we have about 400K, 410K in this sports book. So there are, I mean, this of course refers to the fact that, oh yeah, hold on. This refers to the fact that this sports book might currently be in a bit of deficit, but because we are pairing this sports book with the one that you saw here, you can see that this one is in the money. I think we started with about 450K across 2 different sports books. So one is winning and one is losing at the moment. That means this particular sports book SBO is probably giving worse odds for the same for the match. I'm just going to open up the statement and share the screen for the new statement. Okay, so you can see SBO. This is the statement page, and for those of you who actually wondered about just now what CN mentioned, we win and we lose, right? So you can see that across the different days of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, there are days that we win and we lose on the sports book. So what your concern was about if we win too much from a particular sports book, you can see there are days that we have a big drawdown, minus 64,000 on this sports book, and there are days that we win consistently of tens of thousands, on the sports book. So this thing is inconsequential to us as a company because the sports books, I repeat again, they want volume. This is inconsequential because we win and we lose across sports books. As long as we deliver volume to them, they are happy. And what's the name? I'm just going to open up the serial number for the same match, 518227. Yeah, I found it. So you can see over 2.5. We bet 3,850. Same thing, the full-time score is 1-1. It's exactly the same match because this is a Georgian match. Because I can't pronounce these names of teams, but this is the same match where we placed over and under. So in this particular team, Georgia 3850. Can you guys remember what was the amount that we won on the other thing? Can you guys remember? Okay, so it's minus 3850 here. I am just going to go back to the next screen and just guys, just write down this number, minus 3850. I'm just going to go back and look for the previous screen. Okay, I got it. I'm going to share the screen now. So we won 4150 on this particular match, betting under. So you guys can remember minus 3850 and 4150. We are actually positive $300 in this match alone. And I want to repeat that we bet under and over at the same time. We covered both outcomes, but the amount that we bet, no matter what the outcome, we made $300. Okay, I'm sure you guys would be interested to know what would happen if the overbet won. And in such an instance, all we have to do is just multiply, this will be minus 5,000, and we will multiply 3850 by 2.37. Let me just calculate. Just to let you know what would happen if the other outcome happened. And I'm just going to do a quick calculation here because we bet 3850 at odds of 2.37. I'm just taking out my calculator here. So we would have made 5274 on the other side. So this team would have been minus 5,000 and the other side would have won 5274. So you can see that no matter what the outcome, we would have made money on this match alone. Another thing I want to just reiterate is that all these are third-party websites. We obviously have no control over the outcome of the match. These are bets that we place with these third parties. They are businesses, they are sports books. They are happy to accept our action. And in the return, when we win or when we lose across these different sports books, we are doing settlements every single week. Yeah. So you can see again, we win, we do lose some of the bets because we have totally no control over the outcome. Okay, we are not betting here at SmartLab. We are just using technology to scan across two different sports books for the best odds so that we can place an optimal amount of trade size to ensure that we make money no matter what the outcome. Okay, so it may seem like a mouthful, but the idea is that we are harnessing the power of the bot, to scan across inefficiencies, in two different sports books to ensure that by placing optimal amount of trade amounts, we are able to make money, no matter what the outcome. So this is just basically what we're doing here at SmartLab. Another thing I want to just show you is another bit of bonus. What I would say bonus is that the sports books do actually pay us commissions, when we place trades with them, because this is how they incentivize volume coming to them. So you can see there is a number beneath every single trade here. Can you guys see? 1250, 825, 1063. So all these are actually commissions that are being paid to us. No matter whether we win or we lose, these are commissions being paid to us because the sports books are happy to have our business and they do pay us a kickback of sorts. Okay, percentage wise, it is of course a business. It is a business decision. We are obviously negotiating for higher kickbacks over time, but it also means that we need to deliver more volume to them so that we can get more kickbacks from them. It's basically what you call it's a positive wheel. I mean, when we have more volume from the market, when we have more volume from our subscribers, we can actually negotiate for better terms from them as well. So
yeah, thanks for sharing this, Jack. I mean,
yeah.
there's a lot of people that promise the world and they'll say, we do this, we do that. And what you're sharing with us right now, a lot of people have never seen. They actually don't get to see the engine. They show them the paint, they show them the tires. But what you're showing us right now is something that a lot of people they don't have the privy to see. And for you to point it out that that's exactly what they're paying for the volume. And also, these are third-party websites, guys, third-party bookmakers, and these are receipts that these things actually work and they pay out. And we've asked a lot of companies to show us the receipts, and they wouldn't show that to us. So
yeah. So it becomes a sort of a positive flywheel. I mean, you guys, subscribe more to us. We can negotiate for better terms from, the bookmakers. And in return, the company makes more money. And of course, when the company makes money, we can, of course, give more benefits to the members as well. I mean, it's what we call a flywheel, I mean, the wheel flies and yeah. So this is just what I want to share with you today. Are there any questions right now about the bot that I can just maybe answer in the chat? I'm just gonna
yeah, Shiv, Yonga, or Punyer, any questions you guys received from anybody? None.
okay. So I had a question from Joseph Hubble. Joseph, hi Joseph. He asked what percentage of bets are break even. Okay, so there is a good question. Thank you for this. I'm just going to turn your attention to, I'm just going to show the bot again, just to illustrate, something that I would like to share with you to answer this question. So, so Joseph asked me Joseph asked what kind of percentage of bets would be break even. So in instances, okay, can you guys see now? In instances where the handicap is 0-0, okay, and in football there are a lot of draws. Okay, we have no, again, I stress, we have no power over the outcome. So in such instances where the game is a draw, because there is no handicap given to this, all bets would be break even. But you can see that the bookies generally the bookies don't like to give odds or handicaps of 0-0 because there is a potential for draw. You know, they always have something like half a point or, you know, half a handicap, half a goal. In such instances where there is a draw, the underdog tends to win. But of course, sometimes because you meet two teams which are around the same kind of standards, you know, when they are not particularly strong teams and they are not particularly weak teams, and when they go head to head, you know, there is no way for the bookies to give a handicap to a so-called stronger team because these two teams are, you know, generally about the same level, you know. So in such instances, the handicaps are 0-0, and if the game really does end in a draw, these bets will break even. So I hope I answered that question, Joseph.
Okay, any more questions on your end there, Yonga or Shiv?
Okay, and I have another question from Mr. Crypto Pays Me Daily. So, Mr. Crypto, what is the monthly average return per game and per month? Okay, I can't tell you the average off the top of my head, but I can tell you, the trend that I've noticed is that we have managed to deliver consistently about high double-digit returns per month. Okay, across our current sports books. I believe this number can increase. It increases if we scale up, of course, and the only way we can scale up is with more participation from the market. So the more participation from the market, the more money we have, the more kinds of trades we can do. Okay, I do believe these numbers can be scaled up. Of course, not linearly, no, not exponentially, but these numbers can be improved with more participation from the market. Did I answer your question? Yeah. Per game, okay. So Mr. Crypto asked per game. So there are certain games where we do have more money on them. There will be an instance of what we have been doing live in our previous few events later. There will be a video. So I'll just let CN and you know, the team talk about it. But per game on such small leagues, you can see that we had about a 2%+ return on this game alone. Yeah, so I think this answers the question. We obviously do dedicate more money and more resources to certain bigger games, and in such cases, you know, the returns are quite substantially more. Yeah. Okay, I think there are no other questions in the chat. I can turn.
I think let's we've got a video to play. Thanks, Jack. And if we have any other questions, we'll get back to you soon. But guys, we're going to share with you a video that was taken. We call it the Red Packet event. And you'll see in the video why it's called the Red Packet event. Basically, everyone gets an opportunity to participate with the bots when they go to a live meeting. And then afterwards, we all go for dinner. We also go to support a charity in the area, give monies back. But you know what? It's better to just watch it. And then, Shiv, if you got the video ready, can you please share it with us? pause it there for a sec. Okay, thanks, Shiv. So guys, this launched back in October. And since October, they've had 6 events now where the members who actually went to go take a look at the bot live, and we rarely do this on Zoom. We only show these bots and the engine and how it works during live events. But while we're there, we actually take advantage because we will have a sit, we'll watch a soccer game, and we get to participate with the bots' actual trade. So some people will put money in. We did, right? And the very first event was in Sri Lanka. That one, we had about 600,000 that we put together. Okay. And the profit for that one game, it's one game, was 5.32%. We had another one in Vietnam a week later, and that one was over 800,000 of the members' funds. And these are just private. It's not doesn't have to do with the business, but it was a private on just one game, and that one made 5.6%. And then there was a Malaysia event a month later, another Malaysia event, and then we had a Vietnam event. So there's always events where they do give promotions, but look at the growth: 600,000, then 800,000, then 1.2 million, then 1.6 million, then 1.8 million. Can please put in chat how much was the last one? I believe it was 2.1 or give or take. And that one made 5.8%. Okay, so that's one game. And this bot, understand, if you don't understand anything from here, take 2 things away. Number one, it's all about AI. It's speed, okay, and it's AI. It's got nothing to do with gambling, more about the software. Okay, yeah, thank you. 2.6 mil. So that's what we're doing. If you get the chance, go out, ask the person who invited you to this call to give you more information on the next event. And we're not going to do the comp plan tonight. If anything, we decided let's show what makes the money first, because once you see that the engine actually works and you start there, this is very unconventional. Once you start there, then let's build on it. And then you can see the proof in the pudding. But it has grown, and we're doing more. So, guys, actually, let's. Can you go to the next slide, please? Okay. So I want to close this out, guys. Be sure to get back to the person who invited you to this call, because it's all about relationships. It's all about trust. And God knows there's so many businesses out there that promise you the world, but they never show the receipts. They don't show the revenue. And we're very big on show us the revenue first, not the hype. We're not about hype. We're about show me the money. Show me how it's created. So really, it's all about showing you how our system generates revenue, which we did. We also showed you how we place the bet in the third-party platform. It's very important so that they're not the ones just telling you. It's third party. Then we show you live, okay? And then it shows the scalability, the increasing bet amount with growth, and that's what we showed. And so far, it's worked very well for us. We know where the money is coming from. We know that we're getting paid, and they're showing receipts. So that's all we wanted to get out of this call. If there's more you want to see, there's one other video, but get back to the person who showed you how they're generating 2 to 5%, 5.8% on every bookmaker bet that's been happening. And I'm telling you, this AI bot is discovering many of these on a daily basis, working 24/7. So the opportunity is there. The actual showing of these receipts is there. And if we want, we can probably do this one again. Joseph has a question: is a site secure from hacks? You know what? I've got to say that the way they have it set up, and it's something I learned on the weekend, is that they have their servers on 3 different areas, not in one location where they can be, because that's a very important question there, Jody. And they make sure that they have that. But I believe that, nothing is foolproof, guys. If people are going to hack you, they're going to hack you. But what we have to make sure is that we've taken all the steps possible to make sure that doesn't happen. Gary, and how long on average to hit the max to have to buy? It all depends. It all depends, because if you take advantage of the promotions, you will get your initial capital back within 4 to 7 months. Okay. And if you're a builder, even faster than that. But what I love about this is it goes to why people do this in the first place, because many people want to be passive. People don't care, how they're making the money, as long as they're actually making the money. And if you want proof, and they want proof, they can actually come out to these live events. Okay. So guys, on that note, we are done here. Please get back to the person who invited you to this call. And thank you for sharing with us. We'll see you on the next live event. If there's anyone you want to speak to one-on-one or 2-on-1 and you want more questions answered, get back to the person who invited you to the call and we'll make that happen. So guys, love you all and let's get moving. Have a great day, guys.